Hey guys, what's going on? Oink here, and today we have got a particularly special video, special event because I got my good friend Valdudes in the house with me today. So why don't you guys say hello to the people?
What's up, duders? It's Valdudes. How's it going?
The classic intro. There you go. So we kind of talked about this a while ago, doing some kind of collaboration, some kind of joint effort. I was in a live stream with Valdudes a couple of weeks ago, a month ago. I don't know. Seems like so long ago now, but
Yeah.
and we never really got around to it. But we're here now. We're doing it. Shit's getting real, and we're just gonna talk GT6, I think.
Yeah.
Just see where it goes. So why don't we just start off with like how kind of hyped are you for GT6 from everything that we've seen so far?
Well, like kind of in the beginning, I was just normal kind of amount of hyped. Of course, we all knew Gran Turismo 6 was coming, but with this latest round of content that we have seen from Gamescom, I mean, it's totally like sent me over the edge in terms of being pumped. Like, I'm
Yep.
really excited now. Like, because, before I was thinking, oh, there's Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out and stuff like that, so I wasn't kind of paying attention to Gran
hmm
Turismo 6. But now with all the latest cool stuff coming out, it's like, yeah, my excitement has been completely renewed.
Hype level is hitting the limiter.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Seriously. I mean, because we're seeing all these new cars that are coming out. Like,
Yep.
me being like a huge fan of like the Paganis, like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
super happy to see like the Huayra coming
Acquira,
into
yeah,
the
whatever that
picture.
is. Yep.
And like, there's other stuff like cool pre-order details. Like I had pre-ordered a while ago.
Yep.
I'm going for the getting like the 15 cars, like the
Oh
15
yeah.
free cars.
Yep. I've seen that. That is looking cool. Um, and yeah, I'm quite kind of happy that they're being. Well, I mean, Kazunori is always going to be quite kind of withheld with like information in interviews. Like that's kind of like a trademark of his. He's always a little bit coy and he doesn't
I
really
know.
doesn't
Yeah,
really say
that's
that much. But then like their website just like exploded with information. Like you go on there, they've got like
right.
a full-on portfolio of like a whole load of cool information, and it's just a lot to kind of sift through and a lot of
Yeah,
information we already knew about, but also a lot of just great stuff coming out.
right. It took me like an evening. I had to say like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and like process all this information that came out. It's
Yeah,
like new
definitely.
trailer, new cars, new circuits, release date. All this really good
Yeah,
stuff came
madness.
out in the last week.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we can talk about a little bit like in terms of what we're kind of going to be like. Obviously, we both do the YouTube videos, a bit of
Right.
streaming here and there, general like good bit of racing, and kind of like what do you think GT6 is going to bring to the table in terms of like the kind of content that guys like us are going to be able to produce for the viewers? Like, what's your take on that?
Well, I think like what's really going to be great for what I do, because I like to do, subscriber races and try to get like the cleanest, best looking, races that I can. And so I'm seeing like these new online features that are coming out, new ways to customize your room. Now, some of the details are still a little sketchy.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly how they're going to
yeah,
work because
exactly.
I look on the screenshot and then I see that there's one option where you can set like the room policy and then it says mind your manners. Now, I'm not sure if that's just like similar to how it was previously where it was like, clean only kind of label to the race, or if it's actually going to be some kind of like enforced
Hmm.
system where you can boot people who aren't that good. But
Yeah.
either way, it's looking like really, really promising, like the online features for getting like little championships and tournaments going. And that'll be really good for the videos that I do, the
Yeah,
kind of like
definitely.
subscriber races and stuff like that. But I mean, because you do like a lot of like good tutorials,
Yeah.
how to beat this seasonal event. So I'm sure you're going to be going through like stuff like license tests, or I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
Tell me
mean,
about what you're excited about.
yeah, that's a sweet point. Like, I mean, yeah, like you said, generally it's kind of I go with that kind of informative take on my videos. Generally, try and like just keep everyone up to date with new
Right.
info and like yeah, just kind of like trying to help people to learn the game if they're a bit newer or just iron out their skills, help here and there, that sort of thing. So it's
Yeah.
cool to just have this whole like massive new um like access to like new just new stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like new
Yeah,
events, new cars, new
just
tracks. Like you said, just a whole like wealth of totally just new things. Which is I'm hoping they do the A spec, particularly well. I mean, GT5's A spec is a little bit thin, generally speaking,
right.
and yeah, we'll see what they offer us. But definitely on
Yeah,
that front, there's a lot of potential for guides and walkthroughs and tips and tricks,
yeah.
just every kind of opportunity really.
That's what I'm really excited about is because I don't know when you started your channel, but when I started my channel, Gran Turismo 5 had already been out for a while, and so you couldn't really like go through any of the
Yeah.
new features of the game, it was just
Hmm.
all already everybody knew all the ins and outs of the game.
Yeah.
That's what's so exciting about this is like, we both have our channels and it's like a fresh new Gran Turismo
Hmm.
game. It's like the crowd we're ready to go,
Yeah,
for
no, I think, I mean, I certainly hope that there's going to be there's going to be a massive amount of sales. GT5 obviously sold hugely. It's a shame that there's not more people sort of out in the YouTube community, making and watching videos, at least compared to other gaming genres. But I
yeah.
mean, no doubt there's going to be thousands, if not millions, of copies sold, and yeah, hopefully
Right.
that'll kind of help us, keep building the audiences, keep doing what we're doing, and yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be great, yeah, for our channels, like just in terms of growth. But talking about the sales, like, what do you think about it being developed like on the PS3? Because I see a lot of
mm,
guys, some people that are like, "Oh man, why isn't it on PS4? Come on, what the
yeah.
heck?" What are your opinions on that being on PS3?
That's a good question. I mean, like generally, I think like Polyphony Digital, I think they're quite clever about like their marketing generally. Like I'm sure they make loads of mistakes as anyone does, but I mean I
Right,
think they've kind of just about got it right with this one. It's a little bit bad timing in the sense that GT6 is actually going to be coming out after the PS4 comes out, which for me is
right.
a little bit of a bummer.
That's
Um,
kind of weird, yeah.
but I still think that they've almost got it just right. I mean, the market and the amount of players that are on PS3 currently is going to be
Right.
massive compared to PS4, which is obviously brand new, despite the amount of sales that gets. Um, and
Yeah,
I, def-
exactly.
I
It's a good move just because nobody out there has to go and get a new console
yeah,
and a new game. You just have
exactly,
to get the new game. So, I mean,
exactly.
just by that they're going to get a crazy amount of sales.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I kind of agree with them. They've talked about how there is still potential in the PS3 and there's, more that they can crank out of it. And I think we're seeing
Right.
that the early video and screenshots, like just some of the lighting effects. And I mean, the graphics generally fairly similar, but I mean, it does look stunning. There's no doubt about that,
Yeah.
compared to GT5 anyway.
Right, and
Um,
GT5's graphics looked amazing in the
yeah,
first place. Like,
exactly.
so, yeah, it's not
Definitely.
like they needed a huge overhaul. But yeah, you definitely can tell where they've improved on the graphics. And it kind of bums me out because I'll see a lot of people on the comments be like, "Oh, it looks exactly the same. Oh, can't even tell." Like, and it's like, dudes, you got to look way closer. The changes are very subtle. Like,
Yeah,
just on the interior of the car, like the way the shadows are, they're smooth now. They're not like
yeah.
totally jagged, but yeah, they're very subtle differences. You just have to look closely.
Yeah, and I think it gives us. I think if people can be patient about the whole deal, I think that's the most important thing because in the short term, the guys that are they're 100% they're going to get a PS4 and they wish it had come out for PS4. I mean, yes,
Right.
maybe there'd be slightly a kind of gap in the market. There's not going to be a Gran Turismo for let's say at least a year, but what it does mean if people can just be patient for a little bit, then
Right.
PS4 will have been out. Technology for the PS4 software wise, I mean that shit is going round. Developers share their
Yeah.
code all over the place. I mean, the games are going to get better. I mean, if you look at the first few PS3 games, the quality from there until now has gone up massively. So if you just consider that, then the
Exactly.
potential for a Gran Turismo on PS4 is way way bigger if they've got the time now. The PS4 will be out and they can just kind of work on that
Right.
PS4 version instead of kind of trying to hurry it for like a PS4 release and it's just kind of just a little bit cranky. Like I think they've just about got it right in there. There's
Right.
definitely a balance, but I think it's good that it's on PS3 at the end of the day.
Yeah, because that's kind of been the release cycle is release like 2 titles
Yeah, as well.
per
Yeah.
system, and I'm glad that they're taking their time with the PS4 version if it's going to be GT7 or what,
Yep.
because yeah, that just means it's going to be that much better, and
Definitely.
it's still pretty incredible that when they did announce Gran Turismo 6, it was like, oh, it's coming like later this year, not
Yeah.
like delay.
6 years in
So
advance. Yeah.
right. This has been a great
Yeah,
year,
I
just
think
for
they've definitely surprised a lot of people with that, and hopefully, like that's the only thing I just want is them to actually release on time. Like if they can hit that release date bang
yeah.
on, then that will at least satisfy me. I'm sure some people will still be upset about
Yeah.
something, but you can't please everyone, I think.
And that, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you always somebody's always going to be pissed for whatever reason, but
How about like wheels? You reckon you're gonna stick with your current? You're a driving force GT guy, right?
right. Well,
You any plans for an upgrade?
yeah, definitely. Like, because I've always felt like I've been missing out on one level of experience by not having like the clutch pedal,
Yeah.
especially, if I'm doing iRacing
Mm.
or Project Cars, some game like that. But yeah, I definitely want to upgrade a wheel, but it's kind of one of those things where if it's not broke, I don't fix it.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
my
good.
wheel's been treating me great, for
Mhm.
the last 2 years. But I think, with the new game, it's probably going to be about time, to get the new wheel and just be totally ready to go. And maybe
Yeah.
I'll give away, since my wheel still works, maybe I'll do
Yeah.
like a cool giveaway of
No,
like,
that'd be cool.
my current wheel.
Everyone loves a wheel, and yeah, I mean at
Yeah.
this stage, I've already said it a couple times in previous videos, but if you're planning on getting GT6 and you've been playing GT5, or you really enjoy any driving games, really, I mean I couldn't recommend getting a wheel more. I mean I'm sure you're in the same position, like you'd recommend a wheel over a
Oh,
controller
yeah.
any day.
When I first got Gran Turismo, like I bought it, I was just gonna play it with the controller. Then after playing it for like an hour or two, I just went right back to the store and bought the wheel that they had there because I was like, this is crazy. Like the only way to play this game is with a wheel. And
Yeah,
yeah, haven't looked back since. I mean, it's just
definitely.
so fun. You get the full communication from the car,
Yep.
the behavior, what it's doing, and you just have such a more precise level of control to like dial the car into an apex or go too wide through a
Yeah.
turn. So yeah, it's absolutely essential. But still, there are a lot of really good controller drivers out there
Oh, of
that
course.
are
Yeah.
just as good, if not better, than wheel drivers.
Yeah,
So
it's funny. Yeah, it's good that you should say that though, because like when I was playing the GT6, the demo and the GT Academy that they've just kind of
right,
wrapped up on. I don't know about you, but like just using the wheel, like the feeling between 5 and 6, and this is why it kind of irritates me when people are all like, oh, GT6 is just a kind of 5.5, but you can
right,
feel it just massively when you're driving the wheel. The engine just it feels just incredible driving the car, like so much more of a realistic simulation like of the wheel. Like this, I'm not
right,
necessarily saying that it's like a bang on real life simulation for driving, which I mean I'm
sure,
sure it's close, but the simulation that it provides for a force feedback wheel, like it just feels awesome when when you get that real weightiness in the wheel with the cars, which kind of wasn't there with 5.
right.
It just, yeah, for me it feels amazing. Like, did you kind of, do you know what I mean when I'm saying
Oh,
that?
dude, I know exactly. Like that was the first thing that I was automatically very impressed with was the feel of the wheel. Yeah, it definitely feels a lot heavier and just like it takes like a lot more work
Mm,
to get it through a corner, through with the proper line.
yeah.
And especially like one thing I noticed like with the GTR, the road car version in
Hmm.
the demo was that it's really oversteery. It feels like it's way more close to what it would be like in real life.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, I can't believe they've taken it to that next level of fidelity with the physics because GT5, it felt great,
Yeah.
and but once you go to like GT6, you really see the difference. It's kind
Yeah.
of night and
There's
day.
no
And so,
going back.
right, I'm really just excited to try it out on like every new car,
Yeah.
try out
Oh,
the
totally.
458 with the new physics, just going through every little car
Yeah.
and
It's that kind of
learning.
like where to start moment. Like you get
Oh
the
yeah.
game, you put it in. What the hell do you do? You've got so many new cars, just
So much stuff to do. Yeah.
so
I mean,
much to do. Yeah.
it's going to be great just to do videos and live streams when it
Yeah.
finally comes out cuz I mean,
Definitely.
we're going to have like so much content to come
Yeah.
up with.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, let's maybe talk about like the DLC real quick cuz
Yeah.
it looks like with what I'm seeing from, the little bit of information that we can confirm from Kazunori's Koi information is that they're going to be releasing at least every month, if not more than that,
Mm.
just downloadable cars and tracks just all year long. Like it's
Yeah.
going to be not like this random thing with GT5 where, you know, you have no idea when something's going to come out, then they just
Yeah.
release it. Seems like it's going to be a regular kind of thing that's built into it, you know, and
Which
so I'm
is,
really excited about that.
yeah,
Like,
that's really awesome actually, because I mean, obviously later on down the pipeline, if they do continue to do that, then it adds that freshness to the game. But you know, even before then, it's always great to have additional content and
yeah.
yeah, it was,
And from what I've read, it doesn't look like they're going to be like charging. I mean, I haven't seen anything confirmed, but just from reading between the lines, it doesn't look like they've said outright they're going to be charging for the DLC every time it
yeah.
comes out.
I
Like, it
think there's
might
probably
just
going to be some that are free, some that cost. I mean, similar to GT5, didn't it? They had quite a few cars that you could pick up for free and a few that cost money. So I'm sure it'll be something similar. But
yeah.
yeah, we welcome that there's going to be a lot of addition, and these like prototype cars that they showed off. Like, what was that? They kind of
During the Vision concept
yeah,
trailer.
Vision. That's the one. GT Vision.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
That was a great trailer, man. Like, I really like Gran Turismo's trailers. They always get me so pumped. Like, sure, the music might be kind of a little corny, but still, I mean, it still fits, like, the trailers. And, yeah, they always get me pumped.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, the trailers just, yeah, they are exciting to watch, that's for sure.
On some of these concept cars, like, they were showing like the Nike logo and the Jordan logo, and at first I was like, wait, what is that? Like, athletic brands have to do with cars, but some of my duders had told me that previous versions of Gran Turismo had like a Nike concept car, a Jordan concept car, where like they were like, you lay flat and like face forward or something crazy like that. I was like, whoa,
yeah,
I can't wait to drive that, test that out. So
no, definitely, those cars will, I mean, I think all of those they said were going to be DLC. I don't think they were necessarily coming out with the game, so yeah,
right, yeah,
cool.
they're supposed to, I guess, yeah, they'll be released throughout the year, but yeah.
No,
It says they'll be gifted, so I'm sure.
Yeah, and they look awesome, so I'm sure they'll be fun to drive. So we'll wrap this up here. We've been, I mean, there's a million and one things we could talk about, but
sure.
Yeah, we should wrap it up. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Obviously, thanks for Valdudes for coming on and having a good little chat about Gran Turismo 6.
And thanks for Oink, you know, for coming up with the idea. He contacted me on YouTube and I was like, yo, let's do this video. And I was like, of course, man, you're my YouTube Gran Turismo homie. So yeah, always gotta stick together.
Sweet. Yeah, well, hopefully, obviously, there'll be more content between now and GT6 release, I'm sure, from both of us. And obviously, once it comes out, then these are the best places to be on YouTube if you want some top quality Gran Turismo 6 content. So
oh yeah,
stay tuned.
Oink, you need to start using Twitter more, man. I'm telling you, Twitter is the jam, man. You get all connected up to all the duders and see what they like to see in the videos. Yeah, it's a good place. So I want to see you more on Twitter, man.
All right then. Cool. We'll see you guys later.
Later, guys. Oh yeah.